Hey guys, today I'm going to be replacing the bunk boards on my boat trailer. They've been kind of well worn and the wood's rotting. So I'm going to be taking them from this to this. So go ahead and stay tuned and see the transformation process. First off, you could probably tell that they're different sizes. This is a 2x4, that is a 1x4. The carpet's pretty worn out and the boards are rotten. So they've got you can pick it apart. I think one of the first things I want to do is they overhang quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them back to about here, and then that way I can get a pretty good measurement on the size I need to cut the new boards to. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and measure this board and see where we're at, what the new number is gonna be. Looks like it's right about 52.5 inches. Gonna check the other bunk, and that's about 52.5 inches. That's gonna be what our new boards are gonna be. All right, so there's a little crack in this board. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that out, and that way I'm not dealing with split wood on the end. We'll just have a nice clean start to the board. It was 52.5. And then there's my split piece. I'm just gonna use that as my straight edge. And let's go ahead and get that cut. I got some Thompson water seal to try to seal it up as best as possible and make it waterproof to make these boards last as long as they can. So I'm just gonna start putting them on. I've let it sit for about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna wipe off the extra with a dry rag just to help get the extra little bit off. All right, I went ahead and took the carpet off of the bunk boards. I'm gonna work on getting those off of the trailer. This is the first time I'm getting a look at the hardware, which is pretty rusted, those bolts. I might be able to get that off with a wrench. This one looks like it might be kind of difficult, so it might end up being some more sawzall work, which is always fun, but I'm gonna go ahead and get these off. Well, I can get them to spin, but the whole thing's spinning, so it's gonna be sawzall time. That was easy. So now that I've got the wood all prepped out and the trailer all prepped out, ready to go, I'm gonna get the wood on, mark it, so that way I know where I'm gonna be putting my screws, and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the caliper wrap onto the new bunk boards. These marks that I'm making are gonna be important when I reattach the bunk boards to the trailer bracket mounts, because I don't want any of the bunk wrap material sitting in between the bracket and the wood. I want the wood to sit directly on the bracket. So what comes in the bunk wrap kit? This one's a 2x4 wrap set, and it comes with 16 feet of the bunk wrap roll, 4 end caps, and the stainless steel hardware. So let's get in here. These are step-by-step instructions, and it also has the packing list for everything. We've got some Velcro strips to hold the wrap to the wood while we're securing it. Those are the end caps. There's all the screws we'll need to attach it. And that's the roll of material. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out, unroll it, so that way I can start getting it flat, so that way it'll be easier to get on the board. Preferably you'd wanna do this on a warm day. It started raining on me, but I'm gonna put some wood on top of it to help hold it down, but this is why you're gonna want to roll it out and get it flat. So pulling out the instructions, step 1's remove carpet. Bunk wrap will not conform to bunk boards with carpet still installed. Check, that's done. Step 2, optional, remove bunks. So we already went that route and removed them. So now step 3, we're unrolling the bunk wrap and placing on top of the bunk boards. Measuring the bunk boards and or mark the bunk wrap, cut 1/16 inch shorter than bunk board length. To cut, score with a new blade and speed square. Bend at 90 degrees for a clean break. Remove any sharp edges or burrs from the wrap if needed. Do not install bunk wrap at this point. So here I'm cutting the bunk wrap with the new utility knife blade. Honestly, this was a little bit harder than I anticipated. Between it just being a tough product and the blade wanting to skip down every once in a while with the pressure I was forcing, it could be dangerous, so just go ahead and be careful while you do this. All right, so now I'm gonna bend this at 90 and hopefully break along that line I just scored. Well, most of the way through anyways. So I'll just clean up this cut, go the rest of the way. I'll clean up that edge and then we'll keep moving on. All right, so now on to step 4. Place end caps on ends of bunk boards and secure through screw pockets with the proper quantity needed. All right, so now that the end caps are on, we're gonna go ahead and move to step 5, which is to center the bunk board on the inside of the bunk wrap. And since we have the bunk boards off of the trailer, we're doing that upside down. Then we're gonna fold the bunk wrap around the bunk board and end caps while checking length and center alignment. Okay, here I'm working on step 6, which is securing one end of the bunk wrap material by adding the first Velcro strap. Then we're going to move to the opposite end of the bunk and place the second Velcro strap 6 inches from the end of the bunk. This is going to allow us to go ahead and start putting our first 2 screws in on the end. All right, there we go. All right, as you can tell, it's starting to get dark on me, so we're going to wrap up with step 7 tonight by continuing to add fasteners every 12 inches while sliding the second Velcro strap up the bunk to hold the wrap in place until the bunk wrap material is fully secured to the bunk boards. Since I was going to have extra screws, I just went ahead and used them and secured it a little bit closer together than 1 foot. All right, so that's the 2 bunk boards. I got them all on there and secured. And then you can see where I made my marks earlier. I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimming to be able to have that mounting bracket sit flush against the wood. You can see I already have the bunk wrap material trimmed for where the brackets will contact the wood, but here I am pre-drilling the holes for mounting the bunk boards using a 9/64 inch drill bit, taped off at about 3/4 of an inch to prevent me from drilling too deep into the wood. So while making and editing this video, I've realized that I've worn a ton of different outfits, and that's just because I've been hitting this after work every day. I've been dodging rainstorms. It's been super hot down in Florida. So I figured I'd go ahead and just make something fun out of it. So I think for the first 10 people who comment down below how many different shirts did I wear during this video. I'm gonna go ahead and give away some of these little vinyl stickers, the GNVfishing stickers. They're good for water bottles, they're good for tackle boxes. But yeah, so if you comment down below how many different t-shirts I wore during this video, I'll send one of these out to you. All right, you can see where I went ahead and trimmed down all of this extra material so that way that bracket fit right against the wood, and honestly it lines up really nice with those holes that I pre-drilled, so I'm happy with the result. Let's go ahead and get some of these bolts in. For mounting hardware, I'm going to be using these 5/16 inch stainless steel hex bolts that are 1.5 inches long. I've got a washer and a locking washer on there, and then it's just going to come up through and into the board. Where I went with this instead of the carriage bolts that were on there, because I would have had to bury the carriage bolts underneath the caliber wrap, and I don't want to be having to deal with something that I can't see. So I figured, to me, this was the best route. All right, and after those 4 bolts are in, now this is the final result. So trailer's starting to look pretty fresh. All right, so why did I choose what I chose? First off, the caliber wrap was recommended to me by somebody that I trust, but as you probably picked up, the biggest thing is that I want to ensure that these bunk boards are going to last for as long as possible. And I hope I accomplished that between the pressure treated wood, the Thompson's water seal, and the stainless steel hardware, but only time will tell. Next, the caliber wrap itself, it advertises as ultra durable, permanent solution that reduces friction, load force, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully it'll have improved performance. And it's got good reviews. It's got like 4.6 stars out of over 400 reviews on Amazon. And honestly, it was affordable. So some of the competitors like Gatorback or Ultimate Bunk boards, they're 2 to 3 times the price. So it was affordable. But speaking of the price, the caliber bunk wrap was $59.95 on Amazon. The 2x4x10 treated lumber was $6.48 at Lowe's. The Thompson's water seal spray was $6.98 also at Lowe's. The utility blades came in a 5-pack for just under $2. And the mounting hardware, which was the 4 bolts and some locking washers and some regular washers, came in at $6.44 at Lowe's. So the total was $81.83. And like I said, to me, that was pretty affordable compared to the other options that were out there. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up on that. I appreciate you sticking it out. It was a long video. It's probably been the longest one that I've ever made, but I hope you found it informative and helpful if you go through this process. Don't forget to comment down below in the giveaway how many different t-shirts I was wearing. We're giving away some stickers, but also don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. Peace.